On Thursday, November 13th, the World Socialist Web Site sent reporters to Cobo Hall in downtown Detroit to interview young workers and social workers attending the Detroit Poverty Summit about the dire conditions which are rapidly worsening in that city.
Right. Now, you said you're from the southwest side of Detroit.
Yes.
Tell me about the plants that were closed in that part.
Southwest Detroit, we took a big falling from Fisher Body back in the 80s. We have Cadillac plant that's closed down, and that was a lot of jobs and income coming in our communities.
I don't think these bailouts are fair to the people that have nothing, the GMs and the AIGs and the Fannie Mae's and them type of corporations that make these billions and billions of dollars. When they were making money, they didn't know nobody. Now they want the low-paying taxpayers to bail them out again. Healthcare, that shouldn't be right either, because they work for that healthcare, as well as their pensions. And I seen on the news the other night, General Motors is talking about as another way is cutting people's pensions. How are you going to cut these people their pensions? That's what they live on now. I just don't think it's fair what the government's doing. And they're losing their homes, they're losing everything, because these jobs are not going to pay for these people to live. I mean, $8, $9 an hour, the scale should be set higher. You know, minimum wage is what, $5.85 an hour? What are you going to do with $5.85 an hour after taxes?
Right.
$150 a week?
That's right.
What are you going to do?
Kathy.
Kathy, and you work for?
The Macomb Intermediate School District.
So tell me, what is the impact of this economic downturn in Macomb County?
Oh, huge. We're seeing more homeless students than we've ever seen. Probably double the number of last year.
When you say students, what age?
Preschool through 12th grade. And we already have almost 300, and this is what, the 11th week of school. And last year for the whole school year we had 514. So we're way above. And a lot of people whose hours have been cut, or they lost their job and they can't find a job at the rate of pay they used to make. And they're losing their homes. I have so many fathers or single fathers, single moms, or even two-parent families. If only I could find a job. If only I could find a job. It's very scary.
How about people being cut off of their utilities? Do you see that as well?
Definitely. Right.
Because we heard some of the people are now going to homeless shelters, not just because they've lost their homes,
right,
but
because they don't have. Yeah, if you have children, especially, you can't be in a home without running water, electricity, or heat. And I know I had a parent tell me this week, because that's what they were going to have to leave their home, like you're saying, because they don't have the money to get the gas turned back on. And then the helping organizations will help with that. Department of Human Services, the Salvation Army. But again, it depends how far back, and all those agencies are hurting because the funding's not there.
Right. So how do you see an impact like the collapse of the auto industry?
It would be devastating. Absolutely devastating, because where are these people? It used to be if you lost your job, that was bad, but you could find another one. These people aren't even going to find another job in Michigan, for the most part.
And certainly not at a decent paying wage.
Exactly.
What about the issue of retirees in Macomb? If there were to be cutbacks on the health care benefits for retirees?
Well, what concerns me is the senior citizens that are going without, because their utilities have gone up, and their food costs or their medical costs have gone up, and what they're getting on pension or their Social Security has not gone up, and they are going without medical or food to make their house or utility payment. In a country like ours, it just doesn't make sense.
How do you feel about the trillions of dollars in bailout for Wall Street?
I think we need to bail out our citizens, not these corporate giants that have deliberately misspent the money. We need to help our people, and we need to work together to help our people.
What we're seeing is that we're getting a lot of people who are coming to the center with nowhere else to go after their house has been foreclosed upon, and a lot of people who have been paying their rent regularly to their landlord, and they had no notice that the house was being foreclosed upon. So as far as they knew, they were up to date on their rent, and all of a sudden they're locked out of their home, and their belongings just gone, and they end up at our center.
And what type of people are you seeing? People that have been working?
And we actually have a lot of people who actually live there. We don't have beds, we just have chairs. People have been living there a few years. them. And a lot of people have jobs. They just don't make enough to be able to, there's no affordable housing. It's a major problem. Yes.
What do you feel about the talk of now tens of thousands of more layoffs in the auto industry?
It's very scary. I don't know. Things are already so bad.